Hi Paula Dean and Craft Cream Cheese, I'm Christine. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple and quick dessert, my lemon cream cheese pastry puffs. And it's a very simple dessert to make if you have unexpected guests, because I have a lot of store-bought ingredients that I usually always keep in my refrigerator and freezer. And first we're going to go ahead and start and make the pastries. And what I do is I use a store-bought puff pastry that I've allowed to thaw. And what I do is I just cut it at the seams. And make into 9 even pieces. Before I put the pastries in the oven, I go ahead and lightly grease a baking sheet that I already have lined with parchment paper, and I just put a little bit of butter flavored cooking spray just to make sure that the pastries don't stick. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer these to the baking sheet. Okay, I went ahead and I've transferred my puff pastries onto my baking sheet. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes until golden brown. And what these do is they get light and airy and beautifully golden brown. Now that my pastries are in the oven baking, I'm going to go ahead and start on the filling, which is so simple to make. What I do is I take 2 cups of heavy whipping cream and add that to my mixer with my whipping cream attachment. To that I add a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of vanilla. And I'm going to go ahead and let this go ahead and whip until it gets nice, forms nice stiff peaks. So let's get that started. Okay. Whipped cream is nicely peaked, and I want to show you what you're looking for. You want to see that it does stick and forms peaks at the end of your whisk. Okay, in a separate bowl, what I do is I add a 1/2 cup of store-bought lemon curd, and to the lemon curd I add 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese and the zest of 1 lemon. And I go ahead and blend this together with my handheld mixer. Now that the cream cheese and lemon curd and lemon zest is well blended, what I do is I add about 1 cup of the whipping cream that I've already whipped up, and then I save the remainder for garnish. So let's go ahead and do that now, and I'm just going to eyeball this and put about 1 cup of the whipped cream in, and what I do is I fold this in to the lemon curd and cream cheese mixture. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, it's been about 12 minutes and the puff pastries are done, and I'm going to go ahead and take them out of the oven now. Wow, these are beautiful. See how nice and golden brown that they get, and once you take off the tops, the inside is light and airy. I'm going to go ahead and set these over here to cool for about 10 minutes. While I'm allowing the puff pastries to cool, I'm going to go ahead and transfer my filling that I have in the refrigerator into a piping bag. I actually do not have a piping bag, so what I use is I use a regular storage bag that I cut the corner on the end and add a tip. So let me go ahead and do that now. This is another trick I do, is I go ahead and I put my pastry bag inside a cup, and it helps keep it so it doesn't get all messy. Well, it's been about 10 minutes and it's time to start assembling the puff pastries. What I'm going to do is show you how I do it. And you take your puff pastry that's already been cooled, and you can see that it's all light and airy, and I use a paring knife, and I very gently cut into it like you would a loaf of bread that you're getting ready to prepare sandwiches. And then I just cut it, and see, it's just that simple. Now these are ready to assemble. So let's go ahead and get our filling out of the refrigerator. Okay, I'm ready to assemble these now. I'm going to go ahead and I've already separated the tops from the bottoms on the puff pastries, and I'm going to go ahead and start filling them now. And you go ahead and you fill each one with a good amount of filling, and it doesn't need to be fancy. You can go ahead and use an ice cream scoop to add the filling to. After I fill all the pastries, I go ahead and I transfer them to my serving tray, and I add a little bit of powdered sugar. And then to the powdered sugar, I go ahead and add a dollop of the reserved whipped cream that we had prepared earlier to each one. And then for a little color, I add a sprig of mint. And there you have it. It's just that simple. Aren't these gorgeous? I'm going to go ahead and serve them to my guests, but before I do, I'm going to take a taste just to make sure it tastes good. It's delicious. Thank you so much, Paula Deen and Kraft Cream Cheese. I greatly appreciate this opportunity from the bottom of my heart. I hope you really try this dish. Enjoy.